It's a starting point for both Dragons of Autumn Twilight and DL1 Dragons of Despair. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today we're going to talk about Abanasinia in the War of the Lance era. I'd like to take a moment and thank the members of this channel and invite you to consider becoming a member by visiting the link in the description below. You can even pick up Dragonlance gaming materials using my affiliate links. I am referencing the Atlas of the Dragonlance World, Tales of the Lance boxed set, and the War of the Lance sourcebook for this information. If I leave anything out or misspeak, please leave a comment below. Originally, Abanasinia included all the lands from the northern plains of the New Sea to the mountains of Thorbardin, but today it is localized to the area north and northwest of the White Rage River and known as Seeker lands. At its heart lies the northern Kharolis Mountains. Its coastal plains lay to the north with the Schallsea Straits and west with the Straits of Algoni, while the east is barred by the Eastwall Mountains before opening into the coastal marshes of New Sea. The northern Kharolis Mountains in this region are locally known as the Sentinel Peaks. They're not tremendously high or rugged, but rather a collection of ridges, rising up as its name implies, rather than one continuous mountainous mass. The citadel of the evil wizard Gader stands in these mountains. The cataclysm changed the land, but not its people much. The nomadic tribes who once worshipped gods turned to ancestor or totem worship. Civilization was forced to adjust to the appearance of New Sea and the Straits of Schallsea, where port towns sprouted up. Solace was rebuilt amid the branches of the beloved Valenwood trees, creating one of the more unique human communities in Ansalon. While goblins and bandits plague the area and merchant caravans, they also draw mercenaries from far and wide to deal with them. Deep within the mountains lie Darkenwood, believed to be haunted by the spirits of the dead. It shelters some of Krynn's most beautiful and furtive beasts, including dryads, centaurs, woodland spirits, and even unicorns. The mysterious forest master dwells in its center. Those who would dare venture here had better have stout and pure hearts. The White Rage River features two major tributaries which encircle Darkenwood. Solace Stream flows south from Crystalmere Lake by Solace, and Elf Stream and Darkwater River, which enter the White Rage near Haven, then rush east through White Rage Cut. From there, the river flows on to Quellenost. The land in the mountain valleys outside Darkenwood are good for farms and pastures. In fact, Abanasinia is known best for its grain-burgeoning plains. The forbidding mountains, swamps, forests, and seas insulate the region from the spread of civilization, making Abanasinia a land of villages rather than cities. The Seeker lands encompass the unofficial capital of Abanasinia, known as the Lord City of Haven, accessed by a road that ran north and east about the mountains surrounding Darkenwood. It is just under 15,000 residents and was built over the ruins of an elven city. Its mayor, Garin Sarund, can trace his lineage to its founders. The Seekers usurped the town's political power and created the Council of High Seekers in its place. Solace, with just under 400 residents, was an important crossroads between Haven and the villages north and east, including Gateway and the lands to the south. This crossroads is home to the famous Inn of the Last Home, where a few 100,000 adventuring souls have rested their feet. Its mayor, Twombly Willowsby, stepped down when Hedrick arrived from Haven bearing news of the Seekers and his sole ability to ensure the safety of this hamlet. To the east of the mountains, the plainsmen villages of the Quay-Ta, Quay-Kiri, and ill-fated Quay-Shu dot the grasslands. Their borders shift with periodic warfare and the vying of resources. Beyond the Eastwall Mountains feature the ruined city of Zack-Saroth on the western marsh shores of New Sea. Destroyed in the cataclysm, its ruins are located amid fetid swamps infested with clinging weeds and haggard moss-draped trees. South of those cursed lands lie a nameless forest, at least in civilized society. The Quay-Shu call it the Trap, and the Seekers call it the Unnameable. While this forest is believed to be home to legions of ghosts, it's also believed to contain many rare and exotic plants, crucial for magical potions, poultices, and the like. Newports has over 3,000 residents and was founded by a merchant lord after the fall of Istar. There's no central authority as the city is run by a collection of guilds. On the west coast lies the port city of Ankatavaka, with a population of around 2,200. It was once part of the Empire of Ergoth, which lived in opposition to Istar. Now it's a society based around spiritualism. It's ruled by an oligarchy of priests, seemingly led by Deacon Pharaoh Shearmount, who visits with mysterious robed clerics from Haven. Crossing has just under 2,000 residents and was established after the Cataclysm. It is opposite Portugal, separated by Nusi. A group of merchants from Kergoth began building the city up and establishing a protective union known as Scales Society. The merchant princes have secretly made deals with the dragon armies in order to insulate them from the war. Longridge is a small town of under 2,000, located between the plains and the northern foothills of the Kharolis Mountains. They have historically had good and bad dealings with the plainsmen, and its current mayor is a plainsman from the Kwete tribe. The town is largely constructed by wood, featuring a low stone wall on its perimeter. Abanasinian weather is fickle at best. Its summers are sweltering, lasting from late Corrige to early Reorxmont, which create a near-perfect condition of growing grains. Rain is sparse, but when it does come, it comes in a fury. Between summer storms are long stretches of sultry weather. Winter begins in Hrarmont and lasts through Chiselmont. During these months, the moist air from the Straits of Schallsea collide with the bitter cold air from the mountains, producing heavy snowfalls. The Sentinel Gap in the Seekerlands is often closed due to the snowfall, cutting off haven from solace. The population of Abanasinia is estimated to be just under 200,000, with about 40% being civilized humans, roughly another 35% being nomadic humans, and under 10% each for Nidar dwarves, centaurs, and goblins. Each city has its own governing structure, with port cities being ruled by merchant princes. The Seekerlands are ruled by the theocracy of the Seekers, with a high theocrat governing each town. The plainsmen trade chiefly in corn, furs, horses, feathers, woven blankets, pottery, and wari hide, while the Seekerlands specialize in smithing, ale, weapons, armor, and hospitality. The plainsmen often journey to Solace for weapons, armor, and Quilinisti leather. In this era, Abanasinia is largely conquered by the Red Dragon Army, led by High Lord Verminard. The Quayshu tribe was destroyed when the Blue Crystal Staff was traced to its walls. The Council of High Seekers sought to make peace with Verminard, only to be subjugated after their usefulness ran its course. Men, women, and children were taken to Pax Tharkaz, where the men became slaves in the mines. Is it any wonder, in this bleakest of locales, hope would spring in the form of the heroes of the Lance? Well, that is all I have to say about Abanasinia in the War of the Lance. Have you ever played a game centered around this region? Do you have a favorite location herein? Leave a comment below. I would like to take a moment and remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified about upcoming videos, and click the like button. This all goes to help other Dragonlance fans learn about this channel and its content. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with DragonLance Saga, and until next time, remember, we will close our eyes and begin to dream our eternal dream.